Microbiology is the study of microbes or microorganisms, which are essentially the same thing. Things that we can think of that we've heard of as microbes are things like bacteria. So, microbes are things that we cannot see with our eyes alone. We can't see bacteria on their own. We need a microscope. We can't see viruses. Examples of microbes are bacteria, viruses. Viruses and bacteria are not the same thing. There's fungus like mold and yeast. There's protozoa. A lot of times people don't know what protozoa is, but if I say the disease malaria, we've heard of malaria. Malaria is a disease that affects your red blood cells. And when people think of malaria, they think of mosquitoes. But the reality is malaria is caused by a microbe called a protozoa, and the species is called Plasmodium. So you have to have a mosquito that's infected with this microbe. That's a protozoa. It's not a virus. It's not a bacteria. And then when it stings you, it affects your red blood cells and your liver and other things, and you get malaria. So that's what we do in microbiology. And keep in mind that with microbes, a lot of times we think of the microbes that make you sick. If a microbe makes you sick, we call it a pathogen, or we say it's pathogenic. That just means it makes you sick. But keep in mind that with a lot of these microbes, there's beneficial microbes. For example, thinking of bacteria. In bacteria, we have good bacteria, like the bacteria in our gut that helps with digestion, that makes various vitamins for us. Bacteria used in food production, like yogurt. And then there's the bacteria that makes us sick, the pathogenic bacteria. Same thing with yeast. There's the yeast that we use for baking that helps bread rise. And then there's the yeast that causes common vaginal yeast infections. These are two very different strains of yeast. One is pathogenic and one is not. So that's what microbiology is. And in order to study microbes, we use a microscope because it magnifies them so that we can see them with our eye and understand them better. So that's microbiology.